Welcome back, everyone. I moved us ahead a little bit, so we're at the next decision point here. We are going to go through...
Why are two of them
door number...
fresh?
So, I'll show you as soon as we pick here. We're going to go through door number 1.
My choice is door 1.
So, door 2 is the one we went through over here, but there is a separate scene for going and getting to door 2 from this branch rather than from that branch up there.
Okay.
So, that's why that door number 2 is not selected.
So we'll be doing that during odds and ends, I see.
Yeah, we'll come back and do that scene during odds and ends. I don't suspect there's much different there since it's just going to ultimately leave the same place, but I don't want to assume that either. So that'll be part of our odds and ends kind of... I'm glad for the graph like this, by the way. Helps us see exactly where and what we need to do. So let's carry on.
Yeah. And I'm glad that it doesn't randomly scroll upwards due to controller fuckage.
We still have no idea why that happened. Or I'm still on mouse and keyboard, which sucks because I have to have the table closer, but you know, it is what it is. Santa was unconvinced.
Hey, wait a minute there. You cheating? Cheating? I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted. How could I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier. Let me see that. Sure. Here.
Junpei shrugged and handed it to him. Santa examined it furiously. The others peered at it as well. As they did, Junpei quickly slipped the piece of paper he'd been hiding into his pocket. Though he'd never know it now, Santa had been justified in his suspicions. Junpei had switched papers. I mean, we know. We've seen him do this trick already. I didn't realize he had one actually ready to go, though.
I didn't realize... I somehow didn't put together that this is what happened.
What, that he originally had a blank piece of paper for his last and purposely called his last so that way he could make it whatever he wanted?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's how it went last time we did this. I didn't realize he had an actual piece of paper backup ready to go, though.
I had 3 pieces of paper ready. For doors 1... Oh.
For doors 1, 2, and 6.
And I put the one with door 6 on it into the pot.
He put a small mark on it so he would know which one was his.
I just needed to make sure I drew last. After I saw everyone else's result, I just chose whatever door I wanted. If the number I'd already put in matched, then I didn't have to switch the paper out. Well, what does it say? Yeah, because last time didn't we do door 6?
And door 6 was the one that he had actually put in to begin with. Yep. He fought the urge to smirk.
You got lucky.
Santa snorted and tossed the paper aside, frustrated. Oh, very well. We decided to go through door number 1. Clover, Junpei, and myself. 1, 4, 5 equals 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Only problem is the 2 remaining teams.
June and I want door 6. Lotus and I want door 2.
That's not good at all. We can't open either of those doors with only 2 people. Huh.
Fine. 7, we'll go through door number 6. 3 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 is 24. 2 plus 4 is 6.
Sure thing. I didn't really want to go through door 2 anyway. Besides, if we got a younger girl with us, it'll lower the average age.
What the?
Right, June?
What? What is your deal? Well, depends. Who's asking? Are you a transmedicalist?
June was at a loss for words. Lotus was not. That pig. You just wait and see. Her eyes were the eyes of a woman prepared to kill. A shiver ran down Junpei's spine.
So is this the first time we're going to be going with Ace during this segment? No, it's not.
Nope.
We did that last
he had
time.
also come with us when we went through door 2. At least the last way we did it.
Okay.
Calling me old.
Because the first time we didn't go with him, and then by the time we were done this segment, we found everyone dead, right?
Correct.
And the second time, that's not what happened.
When we went through door 6. You're right. But also he split off from us after finding door 9.
Yeah.
Calling me old. This is why men are such a pain in the ass. They're about as subtle as a brick.
And they're at it again.
I don't know, Lotus is getting a lot of hate for no reason here. Even after they separated at the staircase, Lotus was still muttering angrily to herself.
I'll see you later, June.
Junpei?
Circumstances dictated that Junpei and Jun would have to part ways again, but this time it didn't sting quite so much.
Don't make that face. It'll be like what Seven said. We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we can't open door 9. That's how the nonary game works.
Seven's words took a weight off of Junpei's shoulders and felt much better.
It'll be fine. I'll see you soon.
All right, I'll see you later.
Lingering uneasy remained. But they went their separate ways. They went their separate directions without much trouble. Junpei, Ace, Clover headed toward A deck.
Here's A deck. It was the door on the left, right?
Yeah, but which deck is it? You gotta tell us which one, all right? That should be it, yeah?
Then here we go.
It opened and they walked through.
It's just as Santa and Lotus said.
At the end of the hallway sat a door with a large red 1 upon it.
A numbered door.
To the left of it, bolted to the wall, was the red. Oh, there's the red. I'll go first. Ace went first and waved his wrist over the scanner panel. Now, the two of you, if you would. Junpei was next. Finally, listlessly, Clover lifted her arm. She leaned toward the scanner panel. The third asterisk clicked to life, shining brightly. Ace took a hold of the lever. Now, he took a deep breath and turned to Junpei and Clover. Are you ready? Shall I pull it?
Yeah, anytime.
Clover said nothing. She nodded, a little more than a lethargic twitch of the head.
She's very much deflated again.
Yeah, after Seven confronted her at the end of that.
Yeah.
Very well then, let's get on. 3, 2, 1, go!
And it's open. Move it.
They stumbled into the room.
Where? Where is it?
Frantically, Junpei scanned the room. His eyes stopped on the device that would determine whether they lived or died.
There it is, over there.
Next to the door they'd come through was the dead. As one, they ran to it. They put their hands over it as they were fighting for it. Ugh.
It stopped.
Yeah, it did. Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. Ace and Clover were breathing hard and fast. Ew. I don't believe I'll ever get used to that, huh?
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
I agree.
Now then.
Junpei looked around again, this time more slowly.
There's another door. Let's try opening it.
He took a hold of the knob and easily, gently pulled it open.
So, this is the wheelhouse?
He closed the door again and turned to Ace and Clover. He fixed each in turn with a meaningful stare, then spoke.
Ace, you investigate the wheelhouse next door.
Yeah, this ain't really my wheelhouse. Very well.
Clover, you're in charge of this room. Say something. Okay, I will. All right, then let's get started.
Seek a way out. All right. Awesome. We're in the chart room.
Junpei, are you trying to open that door? Forget it. It's pointless. I tried it earlier. It won't open.
Won't open?
This is the door we came in through.
Oh, the dead was right next to it. Got it.
We can't go back.
I didn't realize that was the door we had come in through since the dead was next to it. So I was a little confused when getting oriented here. All right, let's start with this side.
The shelves are lined with books. Let's see what's in this blue one. There's something written on it. Ship's log. Huh. Ship's log, huh?
Oh.
Interesting.
Ship's log found in the chart room. The following is written on the last page. We leave soon for a new journey across the sea. After leaving port, we headed south and west. We turned southwest to steer around the continent, then proceeded northwest. We made port, then changed our heading east for a time, and now we're heading due north. Soon we'll dock in the United Kingdom, the homeland of this vessel. Alright, so let's work backwards. So they started in the UK. They headed due north. Okay, so we south from the UK. That's going to lead you around the eastern side of the Atlantic, right? Or heading our due east. Yeah, so that's them heading around a little bit of Europe there. Let's turn southwest to steer around the continent. So is that them going around Africa? Southwest and then northwest. Yeah. So that would make sense if they were heading from like India to the UK.
South and west.
Yeah,
Turn
because
southwest to steer around the continent.
continent being the Cape of Good Hope.
Port, then changed our heading to east for a time. Would you change your heading to east?
Yeah, because after you'd come around Iberia, you'd have to head east along the northern Spanish and French coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could make sense, yeah. The shelves are lined with books. Looks like they all have something to do with sailing. None of these look very useful.
But what if they were?
It's a wooden box. Maybe a case for letters? Hey, Clover, you ever write letters?
Yeah, my favorite one is J.
Nothing. There's a wooden box on the desk. Doesn't look very suspicious. This is a pretty empty desk. My brother's desk looked a lot like this. 'Cause he couldn't see, he never put stuff on it that he didn't need. Damn, that's... What am I supposed to say to that? Poor kid. That's a pocket watch. She sure hasn't been saying much, and she just keeps looking at the floor. She seems kinda sad.
Can't imagine why.
A pocket watch, an old one too, the kind you have to wind. The hands have stopped at 5 minutes, 39 seconds past 10 o'clock.
10:05:39. All right, I'm just gonna write that down real quick. Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I wonder if it's broken. Yeah, I don't feel anything moving when I fiddle with the dial here. Looks like I could move the hands manually, though. A broken pocket watch. I can only move the hands manually. The knob doesn't work.
A voice he hadn't expected startled Junpei from his examination of the pocket watch. Oh, your pocket watch. Might I take a look at it? He spun around to find Ace standing in the doorway. Junpei shrugged and handed him the pocket watch.
Hey, man, what are you doing over in this room?
Oh, I just thought I'd come check up on the two of you. The numeral 2 of you. Is there a problem? Well, not a problem, but...
Well, not a problem, but... That's a lie. I wanted to get rid of Ace. I sent him to the wheelhouse at the beginning for a reason. I wanted to talk to Clover alone. There's something I want to ask her, and I don't want anyone to overhear us. I'm pretty sure Clover won't talk if there's anyone else around. I'm a little desperate to send him back. Quick, he has to leave.
Ace opened his mouth and took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face. Oh, I see. Of course. He looked Junpei over, then glanced at Clover. I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck. Ace gave Junpei a knowing pat on the shoulder and left. What do you think is happening here, Ace? Junpei let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. Turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. She'd heard what Ace had said. She regarded Junpei with caution.
What was that about?
She was clearly suspicious, and with good reason.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Junpei's eyes widened, and he held up his hands in a gesture of innocence.
Oh, no, it's not like that. What's it like, then? I just wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now. What story? About the experiment. Remember, the one you started to tell me in the operating room. You said something about an experiment that happened here 9 years ago.
Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor for several long moments, and when she spoke, it was barely audible.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay? You understand, right? I keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean, who would do something like that to my brother? I can't forgive them. I'm not going to let them get away with it. They're going to pay for it, I promise. So... Her
shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung up on her lips where she was biting them. She wiped it off and looked up at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry.
Junpei, who do you think did it?
Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Junpei gulped.
Well, if what Seven said was right, then there would have to be at least 2 of them. You need at least 3 people to open the numbered doors, and if you subtract Snake, that means there were at least 2 other people. You're right, so what does that mean? Well, if we look at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out. Who could have opened door 3 with Snake? Well, really, who and who, or who and who?
I love this because their logic isn't wrong, but it's also not right. It's a very good way of aligning what we're pretty sure happened.
You mean it could have been 4 people? Well, technically it's possible. I don't know. That doesn't seem very likely. Why? I'll tell you later.
Huh.
Why don't we just assume it was only 2 other people for now? Okay. Got it. Let's do that then. Then who do you think it could be?
Junpei crossed his arms and thought. Snake's bracelet number was 2. Which 2 bracelet numbers added to 2 would give a digital root of 3? Here's the cool thing about this is that what we're pretty sure is the right answer isn't on this list, and it can't be on this list.
That's true. But
there's only one correct answer here. Okay, so what? We're trying to get to 3, so we're already adding 2. So 1, 3, 2, 6, no. 1. Well, Ace can't be part of it.
Why not?
Let's make this
Why
easier.
not?
We need to add to these 2 have to add to a digital root of 1. Ace and Santa add to 4. That's not it. Ace and June. Nope. Ace and 7. That's 8. Nope. Ace and Lotus. That is 9. Nope. Santa and June. That is 9. Nope. Santa and 7. That is 10. Which is a digital root of 1. So that one, Santa and 7 would work. Santa and Lotus would not work. June and 7 would not work. June and Lotus would not work. 7 and Lotus would not work. The only one that would work here would be Santa and 7.
Interesting. Would it be Santa and 7?
2 plus 3 plus 7 is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3.
The digital root for Snake, Santa, and 7 is 3. Wait, hold on. Are Santa and 7 the killers?
So this, I guess this helps us elucidate what Clover's line of thinking is. So she's thinking these 2 are the one. That explains why she was acting so icily towards 7 earlier.
Mm-hmm. What's wrong?
Clover looked at Junpei and he looked back at her. There was no point in hiding it.
Well, I thought about it and,
He told her his conclusions.
That's what I thought.
She looked less surprised than he'd expected.
Santa and 7. If it was 2 people, then that's the only combination that works.
Right, because she would have to match with June. Junpei can't have another Junpei to make 10.
Yeah.
Ace and the ninth man, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the ninth man is dead, and she doesn't know that he could get his bracelet. And Lotus Snake would be 10, but would have to have another 2, and that wouldn't work. Interesting. So that's why she's suspecting those 2. Okay.
Hey, wait a minute there. Don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is that those 2 would have been able to open door 3 with your brother. There might be other possibilities.
Yeah, there might be.
Well, what other possibilities?
He didn't have an answer. He was ready to admit defeat when Clover spoke.
Are you saying you think it was 3 or 4 people? I really don't think that's likely. Why not? Can I borrow your pen and paper?
Clover put her hand out expectantly.
Yeah, here.
Junpei pulled out his pen and pad of paper and handed them to her. She opened the notebook and wrote down several simple addition problems. Eventually, she had 8, which provided a digital root of 3. 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6 is 12. 2 plus 1 plus 4 plus 5 is 12. 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 8 is 21. 2 plus 5 plus 6 plus 8 is 21. 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 is 21. 2 plus 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 is 21. 2 plus 1 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 is 21. 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 is 21.
What's this?
So all of these, that involves Clover, involves Clover, involves Clover. So those ones are right out. So then 136. Is there anyone she trusts among these then? So she
I wonder
said,
if she trusts June.
yeah.
Because that would make sense. We know she trusts us. And we know she trusts herself. So the only one that's not covered by that is 1 plus 3 plus 6, which is June.
She trusts us kind of after the fact. But yeah, June.
Or 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8, but that's just a shit ton of people.
Yeah, well, let's hear her reasoning.
These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones. I see. Junpei? Yeah. I can trust you, right?
That's what she means. She's trying to eliminate us from the math.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Of course. Why would you need to ask that? Really? Yeah. So then I should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right? Of course. Just cross them out. And you should take off yours, too, the ones with 4. So what does that leave? A and E.
A, 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6 equals 12. E, 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21. And that one also involves the same 2.
Who could have just done it without more folks?
Yeah, so no matter what, she's sus on Santa, it looks like. Anyway.
Wait. It can't be A. Why? Because June's in that one. There's no way in hell she'd do something like that. Are you sure? I'd bet my life on it. Okay then, I can cross off A too, right? Yeah. Well, what have we got left? E.
E. 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21. I guess the other thing you could invoke here is that if you had 5 people if you already had 4 people conspiring to do a thing, can't you already wolf and sheep puzzle this? Like, you've already got half the crew on your side at that point. Right? What's the point of subterfuge?
Yeah. Do you know what this means? Everyone beside me, you, and June would be working together. Do you think that's likely? If there were 4 people working together, they wouldn't be very cautious. I don't think they'd try that hard to hide what they were doing if they outnumbered us,
Yep,
right?
Yep, the wolf and sheep. Yep.
Well, you do have a point. And besides, if Ace and Seven are working together...
It feels so weird to just say the phrase wolf and sheep and assume people know what I mean. God damn it. The poisoning. The brain poisoning.
They could have easily gotten rid of me when I went to the shower room with them. But they didn't. They didn't even try anything. If they were the killers, why wouldn't they?
Her voice was calm, but Junpei had only to look her in the eye to know it was a forced calm. There were tears forming at the corners of her eyes, and she was blinking furiously to keep them back. Perhaps by attempting an objective analysis of who might have killed her brother, she had been able to distance herself from the harsh reality of his death. The more she struggled to act unconcerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tighten.
I see. Anyway, I understand now. It seems pretty unlikely that it was as many as 3 or 4 people. Yeah. Then that means there's a good chance it was Santa and Seven. And that's how it looks. But why would they do it?
There was a moment of silence.
Their motive...
He laid his hand gently on her shoulder. He was close, so close to the answer. When Ace chose the worst possible moment to return. He raised a knowing eyebrow and then spoke. Have I interrupted something here?
Ooh, what is it?
There's something I want to speak with you about, Junpei. Can you come with me for a moment? Turn on his heel and walk back toward the wheelhouse.
Go ahead. Okay.
Junpei looked over at Clover. He gave her a short nod and hoped that she would be willing to talk to him again later, and followed Ace. I'm glad that we now see how she's been thinking about it, because we had been... I don't think we had sat down and figured out exactly who she had been sus on. But
yeah.
That wasn't super hard once they laid it all out.
What did you want to talk about?
Ace looked at Junpei and smiled, perhaps more of a smirk than a smile. There was something I wanted to check on.
Yeah, what's that?
If you'll excuse me. With no warning, Ace slipped his hand into the pocket of Junpei's vest.
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
I'm just checking on something.
No, stop.
He reached for Ace's arm, but it was already too late.
Ah.
In the older man's hand were the pieces of paper Junpei had balled up and hidden in his pocket. Just as I thought. What exactly are these pieces of paper hiding in your pocket? You switched them, didn't you, when we voted? Well, can't say I care. Managed to get in through the number door I wanted despite your mischief, so,
Then why did you...
Oh, simple curiosity. Hope it won't think ill of me for it. Ace smiled, gave Junpei a friendly pat on the shoulder, and then turned on his heel and left. Ace really just wanted to know, huh? It was a small defeat, but it was a defeat. Junpei had lost the upper hand, and he knew it. He could feel his stomach begin to tense.
Damn.
Or was he checking to see if Junpei had an extra bracelet on him? I don't know why he would be doing that. Why would... Or... What else would he be checking on him for? Anyway, I wasn't done in that room. Okay.
The center drawer. Nothing in here anymore.
Okay.
Doesn't look like there's anything useful on the desk. This map looks weird. What is it? It's a map of the world, but with the Atlantic Ocean in the middle. It probably looks weird because you're not used to seeing it that way. A world map with the Atlantic Ocean in the center.
So, if this map is all the points, if we use this map along with the navigation route we got, that would have started them at Madagascar. That would have followed a similar route.
Would it have?
Yep. Because they would have gone south, southwest, northwest, north, east, north.
Is there a route that takes us through every point?
Through every point? No.
What are the directions? There's something on it. 'Cause if we go south, we could get to Australia. Southwest, we could get to Madagascar. We could then go around the continent.
Oh, you think it has to go through all the points?
Yeah. We could then hit...
I see.
Is that Halifax up there in the north? And then go east and then due north.
That's probably New York. Halifax would be up a bit more, because that's Maine, right? Halifax would probably be or up over here in Nova Scotia. Anyway, so if you're thinking it has to go through all the points, then it would start here, 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 here. Okay, I guess we can't do anything with it yet. What is that trip anyway? It starts in Japan, goes to Australia, Madagascar, South Africa, US, Spain. All right. Stack of nautical charts.
I think this is a nautical chart. There's this line on it, here. I think the line is the route the ship is supposed to take. There are these dots all over the map. Oh, those are probably ports, like for a boat to stop at. It looks like the lines connect the dots.
Huh.
There's a stack of charts like that one. Yeah. How many are there? I'm not really sure, but I'd say somewhere in the ballpark of 10 or so. A stack of nautical charts. Each page has different lines on it.
Okay. Yeah, it's worth a shot.
There's nothing left in the drawer. A light. It looks kind of like a wilted flower. A chair. A chair.
Clover isn't talking much. Oh, sorry.
Well, I guess that's understandable. I mean, she's been through a lot. Really, it's more surprising that she's still together enough to talk at all. A chair. It seems solemn somehow and melancholy.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Now we're in our wheelhouse. Something, repeat that joke 5 times. What's that? Okay, that door we can't go. Vent.
What is this? Some kind of display?
Oh, it looks like an electronic scoreboard. Imagine it was added recently.
An arrival board, like at an airport. There's nothing on it right now, though.
Oh, I thought it was a vent. Sus. Huh. Well, no way to figure out how to get through that.
Yeah.
No way to know. Do we want to open that door or do we want to check out the wheels first?
Let's check out this stuff.
Yeah? Okay. This ain't good. So many drawers, but nothing inside of them.
A desk. There's nothing in the drawers. There's another room on the other side of the window.
A compass. Appears to be broken, however. See, the glass cover has been smashed to pieces.
A broken compass. Doesn't look like it'll be very useful. The helm.
Well, steering wheel might be a more appropriate term.
This thing won't budge. Feels like there's something keeping it in place.
That would be the point of moving it. What would be the point of moving it? The ship has stopped, right? What would be the use of steering it?
Yeah, I know. Still.
You don't have to be such a negative Nancy. All right. Cool. Let's check out... Okay. Yeah, this room is just like the other one. Metal plates bolted over the windows.
Heck, not just bolted. It looks like they've been welded on. No way in hell are we going to get those off anytime soon.
Well, not with an attitude like that, Busta.
Interesting.
Full, half, slow, dead slow, stop, dead slow, slow, half full. Interesting. An engine order telegraph. Hey, use this on old ships to adjust the speed of the ship.
Like the gear shift in a car?
Well, it's a little different than that. The device doesn't connect directly to the engine, after all. Towards a transmitter. Navigation officer uses it to set the speed of the ship, and it sends a signal to the engine. There's a handle on top of it which can be moved back and forth to,
Hold on.
Huh?
There's no handle.
Oh, you're right, there isn't. So though it was, deliberately removed, huh?
An engine order telegraph. The handle's been taken off. If we can find a replacement handle, I could probably get it to move.
Alright, so that's probably what we want for that.
A compass.
Yeah, what destiny does it point us toward?
I really hope you don't think that sounded cool.
Well, I thought it sounded alright. Why you gotta be so mean, buddy?
A compass.
I go out on a limb for you, and this is what I just get shot down.
The needle is pointing north.
Oh, okay, that's a whole interactable thing, huh? Okay. The human hammer. They often used to subdue large men like 7.
What?
That was a joke, of course.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Ace, you really kind of suck at making jokes.
Ugh, I know. That was really cruel of you.
It's just like the one on the left. It's broken, though. Can't really use something that's broken.
Well, not with an attitude like that.
It's a wooden board with a circular hole in it. There are a bunch of wooden planks piled up underneath the window.
I wonder why. All right, let's take a look at this.
A steering wheel. Let's see if it... Whoa! Looks like the steering wheel moves.
Oh, so it would seem. I know something else as well.
What's that?
Well, when you move this wheel, the compass also moves.
What do you mean?
The ship, it's moving. Ah, tricked you, didn't I?
The wheel and the compass must to be connected to one another somehow.
You think that's important?
Well, let's try turning it again.
Oh, you think we have to recreate the journey? I wish I'd
Maybe.
written it all down. Let's come back to this.
Yeah. That seems to be the last thing in this room anyway, so...
Yeah,
Unless
do we want
can
to
get through the other door, but we don't know what time to set it to yet, I don't think. We can try just putting it in. Looks like this is some sort of lock. It's got a weird shaped indentation on it. Huh? This shape. Maybe, it does look like the pocket watch would fit here. Nothing.
I imagine the pocket watch is intended to go in there. However, we may need to do something with the watch first. All right. So let's... Let me write these down real fast. From port we headed southwest.
Interestingly, it says south and west, then it says southwest. So I don't know if that means south, then west, then southwest.
Okay, to east, north. Okay. So southwest, southwest, northwest, east, north.
Let's try that.
Let's try that.
Steering wheel, steering wheel. If we move it, then the direction changes. I swear I saw something that had directions on it. Maybe if I entered directions in that order.
I know. We had to look it up, though. All right, so I want to do... south,
Yeah,
and then west. Oh, it does it over here, of course. Thank you.
that's convenient.
And then southwest,
Yeah.
and then northwest.
Oh,
Failure. All right, let's try that again. South. West. Southwest. Northwest. Oh, you can click it a little bit beforehand. That's fine. And then east. And then north.
what the? The handle came off.
Stupid so low, are you, Zero? What do you mean stupid so low? What does he mean by that?
I have no idea. The handle that came off the steering wheel. A handle.
Seems like we really got a handle on the situation now, huh?
So, I sure hope this handle fits. Yeah, it fits.
Oh, excellent. That should allow us to operate the engine order telegraph.
Let's give it a shot.
What?
Let's give it a shot. I have no idea what speed I'm supposed to set this to. This must be another one of Zero's puzzles. Man, I have no idea what I'm supposed to...
Hey, Junpei, take a look at this. Door to the chart room. There's something up above it. Oh.
There's something on the wall that looks kind of like an arrival board. There's only stuff displayed on the left side. That's not true. What the hell is this?
Name of the ports in the world. It's just showing us the ship's route. Just like the ones you might see at an airport. Plotting XX carrier XX flight XX at XXOO. Like that.
Oh, I get it. It does look like those are the names of all the ports along the ship's route. But there's only one line that shows the arrival time.
Ah, the time on the bottom, right? 47 seconds and 25 minutes past 7 o'clock. Why'd you do that in reverse order? Perhaps that's the arrival time, huh?
There's a whole bunch of words on the arrival board. Something something route and the time it's expected to arrive at the final destination. The time is set to 25 minutes and 47 seconds past 7 o'clock. Why would they specify seconds?
I don't understand.
Do we set the watch to that time?
Yeah, let's try that.
"47 seconds. Oh,
Oh, 47 seconds, 25 minutes past 7 o'clock. This time is suspicious.
yeah, I know. I mean, it's set even to the last second. There has to be a meaning behind it.
Huh? Oh, perhaps, Ace suddenly went up to Junpei. Excuse me, Junpei.
Hey, you just took my pocket watch. Hey, what the hell are you doing?
Just trust me on this one, alright? Yeah, it should be fine now.
Well, thanks for giving me the pocket watch back, but you don't need to look so smug about it. I took it and looked at the needle. Then, 47 seconds and 25 minutes past 7 o'clock. Oh, so you changed it to match the final arrival time.
Ace nodded slowly. You know what to do next, right? Give it a shot.
Cool.
Cool. Alright.
Looks like this is some sort of lock. It's got a weird shaped indentation on it. Actually, maybe the pocket watch would fit in here.
Huh? That's strange. Nothing's happening. Oh, I set it to the wrong time?
Well, the arrival board had the time for the final destination, and we set the hands on the watch to that time, so...
Saying the arrival board was the wrong time?
Yeah, I think it might. We need to figure out how to get it to show the right one.
Huh.
Let's try adjusting that speed. Alright, let's give this another shot. So what do we click on? Do we click on full, half, slow? Is that how we do it? Interesting. Let's click around to some of the others, then, and see what happens. What if we leave it on full and then go back? Does that change anything on the board? It doesn't. Okay, what does our document say again? The ship log.
Well, let's hold on, because there's a pattern here. It says Cork, Rostock, Santos, Cork, or Cork to El Paso, Rostock to Loam, Santos to FOS.
Yeah, I was puzzled by this because this doesn't match up with the description of what's on the board.
Is there like a... No, there's not. Okay. So what do you want to look at?
I wanted to look at the board to see if anything had changed. Oh, wait, sorry, no. After that, the document, the ship's log. Is there anything in there that would clue us about speed? No, there is not. Okay.
Okay.
It's interesting. We have the charts as well, but that doesn't help us. I don't think.
Wait, hold on. No, it's not going to let us bring it. Okay.
I think we must just be missing what's... That's weird. Nothing happened.
Indeed, there was no change to the arrival board either. Ideally, there's a clue somewhere that might suggest what in speed we ought to input. Just guessing it won't get us far. Better look for clues, won't you say? I guess. I thought we had already looked pretty thoroughly, though, is the thing.
Apparently not. I bet it's not in there.
I mean, yeah, but we've clicked everything, so now I'm just rechecking stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
A chair.
Clover isn't very talkative. She looks kind of out of it. Is she thinking about Snake? All right.
Well, what do these pins mean? Well, the nautical charts I picked up earlier have a map like this one.
Oh, so now we can do this? Okay.
We didn't ever bring the nautical charts to it.
Oh, that's what we missed. Okay.
Maybe one of them matches up to the pins or something. Let's see. Well, what do you know? Looks like this one's a match to the pins. Okay, so we've got 7 locations connected by straight lines. And each one has a word next to it. That's probably the speed. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
That's all there was to it. What do we got? What do we got? Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Okay, easy enough.
Hey, one more time, please.
Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
All right, let's give this another shot.
So we want to do
Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. That's weird. I thought I put in the right speed. Did I mess up?
No, I don't think so. Same thing happened to me earlier, remember? Been a change to the arrival board.
Yeah, you're right. Let's check it out. The display's changed. Now it's showing an estimated time of arrival of 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. As though it hadn't already been showing that in the sprite. The time.
Right. Hold on. Let me, Hey, Junpei, take a look. The display panel looks different.
Yeah, you're right. Only the left half of it's on, though.
That last line, it says the estimated arrival time at the final destination is 10 seconds past 3 o'clock.
Oh, then you mean...
Yeah, I see. Good work, Junpei. You're a sharp one. Matched up the hands on the watch like I did earlier, didn't you? And you said it's 10 seconds past 3 o'clock.
Yep.
Surely you know what's happened next. Let's give it a shot, shall we? All right.
Looks like this is some sort of lock. It's got a weird shaped indentation on it. Actually, it's shaped just like this pocket watch I've got. Let's try putting this in there. Yes, it says open now.
Hey, good work. Seems you were successful. Well done, Junpei.
Hey, Clover. What? Look, we unlocked the door. Now we can get out of this room. Oh, well, let's go then. Clover. The watch is stuck in the hole. It says open in green on the left.
We sought a way out. You found it.
Is that the Titanic's voyage on the chart? I wonder. A hallway?
Don't know. It's far too narrow to be called one. They found themselves in a small space outside of the wheelhouse. On their left was
a small way.
a small way. On their left was a wooden door. It seems to be the only route, so
Yeah, let's go.
Junpei pushed it open and stepped into the room beyond.
Wow.
It was full of all manner of turn-of-the-century electronic equipment.
Well, these machines are weird. I've never seen any of them before. Huh? Wait. This one is,
One smaller machine had a metal bar that ended in a circular handle. Ace seemed to recognize it. Oh yeah, a telegraph key. These were used to transmit Morse code a long time ago. He turned and slowly took in the room. This must be the communication office. Across the room from the door they entered through was another door.
And that door?
A metal plaque was nailed to it. It read,
Captain's quarters. Huh. That's what it says.
Then do you think? Ace swallowed. Junpei could feel his hands begin to sweat. Only Clover seemed unaffected.
Well, we won't know if we don't open it.
She walked up to the door and put her hand on the knob. It opened easily, and without so much as a pause, she walked in. Junpei and Ace followed. The first thing they saw was a man on the floor, covered in blood.
Interesting.
Not what I expected, TBH.
What the fuck?
Junpei felt his body seize up. His mouth went dry, and he felt very, very cold. The blood in his veins slowed to a crawl, and his heart tightened like a fist.
Not again.
This was the third time he'd seen the horror of death laid out before him. He didn't think it was something he could stand to see much more of. Still, he'd begun to accept that whatever it was that he saw, whatever happened to him, was beyond his control, and whatever force controlled him was driven by a determination that he could not hope to match.
Damn.
A sense of helplessness, of desperation washed over him. Left behind a feeling of utter emptiness that wormed its way through his body like acid.
No, wait. We didn't check his pulse yet. Maybe he's still alive.
Fueled by that spark of hope, Junpei ran to the man's body, and his heart fell. When he touched his hand to his neck,
No pulse.
he's got a bracelet.
What the fuck?
His pupils had dilated, and he wasn't breathing.
Well, he's dead. Damn, if only we knew how it happened.
Junpei lifted the man's already stiff body. There was a deep red wound in his chest.
These wounds. I wonder what killed him.
So do we think it's going to be Zero? I don't think this is Zero, but I mean his bracelet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Junpei did not have to wonder long.
It must have been this.
For lying next to the corpse was an axe. The entire blade of it was drenched in bright red blood. From the shape of the man's wound, there could be no doubt that it had been made by the axe. Junpei looked at the body again. A lake of blood stretched out around it. It was wearing the clothes of the ship's captain, though they were stained with blood.
These clothes. Captain? Does that mean this guy was Zero?
On his left hand was a bracelet. The number on the bracelet was 0.
Yep, you called it. Bracelet 0.
Here's this cool thing. This is functionally the same thing as bracelet 9.
Yeah.
So what this does is basically allow you to add an extra number to your group without having to worry about changing the digital route. It was only then that Junpei noticed the stench of blood that filled the room.
Huh.
He couldn't help but laugh. There was nothing else even for him to say. And also, the game also takes pains to show us exactly how one might go about removing that bracelet,
Yeah.
because it says the axe is still here. It was too simple, too obvious, too straightforward. If there hadn't been a dead man on the floor, Junpei might have thought it a joke.
Junpei.
It may be wise of us to find a way out of here first.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
Has this always had that little, like, bongo lick in it?
Yeah.
It's tasty. Bad. There's nothing in it. Oh, it's one of those old music boxes. How about we wind it up? Why does it sound like that? Is it broken? The pins on the cylinder are shaped all weird. I don't think those are the pins. It looks like someone put something else on top of it. I think we're gonna have to take it apart to figure out what's going on, don't you?
Fair enough. All right.
It's a lamp, but it doesn't turn on. I don't think there's anything special about it.
Well, not with that attitude. A small table.
A lamp, nothing to see here. It's a bed. There's nothing under the sheets. There's blood on the chair. Do you think this was the dead guy's? Yeah, probably. There's blood on the chair. Kind of creeping me out. A camcorder? It looks like it's pointed at the door.
This is weird. Like,
Yeah.
actually, I don't know what to make of any of this yet.
Well, the power's on. Why would someone want to videotape a door?
Okay, we don't have a code for that.
There's a plaque on the door, but it doesn't say anything. So this is the exit, huh? Don't even really have to try this door to know that it's locked. I knew it. I think this kind of camera records to a hard drive, but it doesn't look like this one's recording anything. What do you mean? It's just sending whatever it sees to something. What does it see? The door.
All right, so
They look like batteries. There's a cable running from them to the monitor. A chair.
thanks for showing up just to say that, Clover.
What's the deal with this? Is it some kind of code?
There are 4 rows of numbers and letters. They all start with a 0 and end with an 8, F, N, or V, respectively.
Maybe this has something to do with number bases. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? And that's it.
Okay, numeral system chart found in the captain's quarters. 10 in base 10. It's written as A in hexadecimal. Therefore, 11 is B, 12 is C, 13 is D, 14 is Z, and so on. Chart showed the rules for each numeral system.
Oh, interesting. So we have additional extended number systems. So
That's hex. So that's 16, right?
yeah.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24. That's base 24.
And then
25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 30, and base 32. So up in 8.
yep.
Well, not really. Because this is base 9.
Mm.
And this is base 16. So that's only a jump of 7, but cool. Okay.
There's a bunch of weird buttons on here. They probably switch what you see on the screens. Do you know how to work this thing? Why don't we just press one of these? Like this one. Well, I guess it does change the...
Well, that's fun.
What the hell is this? Huh.
Junpei snorted with grim humor for the second time since he'd come into the room. The 4 screens along the bottom had a single letter each, spelling out Z-E...
Z-E-R-O, huh. It's like he's making fun of us. What do you think?
He turned to Clover, who was standing next to him. Clover nodded.
Nothing.
It seemed that she cared about little. Of course, Junpei could hardly blame her. Given the strain she was surely under, Junpei was somewhat surprised she had responded at all. Still, he had to ask. He gestured toward the corpse.
What about him? Do you think that's really Zero?
Clover shook her head weakly.
There's no way that's him. Didn't I tell you already? Zero is one of us.
I don't believe that either. The killer is one of them, but the 0 isn't.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I guess 0 could be. I don't really know what the point would be, but I guess he could be. But I don't think that gets us anything just yet.
On your idea, where is Zero? Is Zero on the boat?
Nah, he wouldn't need to be. Yeah, because we don't really have much in the way of motivation for 0 yet, other than they're assuming the one that killed Snake is going to be 0, which I don't believe is true.
Well, even if he wasn't one of us, there's no way that man could be Zero. Don't you get it? The letters that spell 0 on the TV screen, the captain's clothes he's got on, and of course the bracelet with a 0 on it. It's too obvious. Look, this is 0 right here. This dead body is 0. Isn't that kind of fishy? You're right. Only an idiot wouldn't see through something like that. No, that's not the point. I'm not trying to make fun of them for thinking a trick like this would work. I'm sure they didn't think it would work, which makes me wonder, why did they do it? I think this is a challenge from the person who's really behind all this. He's making fun of us. Don't you get it? If whoever killed this guy really wanted us to think this corpse was Zero, they'd never have put a bracelet on him. Walking about with a Zero bracelet would be like hanging a sign around your neck that said, "I did it." Anyone with a brain would be able to see that this guy is supposed to look like everything Zero is supposed to be. Just like we did. The killer must have known we wouldn't think he was Zero and put the bracelet on him anyway. Do you know why? Why? Like I said, he's mocking us. Too bad, suckers, this isn't Zero. Where's the real me then? See if you can catch me.
Now I'm almost tempted to believe that he is. Like, you laid on so thick.
It's the same bad joke a lot of criminals like to play. They'll just sit back and watch people run in circles. That's really twisted, but it almost seems kind of childish. Yeah, you're right, it's really childish. It's like it's just a game to whoever this person is. That's what seems funny to me.
Junpei bent down next to the corpse.
Alright, let's get back to the point. Who killed this man? I don't know. And what's this guy's deal? Who is he? How would I know that? If I knew anything, I would have told you. You have no idea who he is? Why would I?
Junpei sat back on his haunches and thought.
We should check and see if he's got anything on him that might tell us who he is. Give me a hand here, Clover. Huh? We gotta flip him over. How else are we gonna search his pockets?
Clover didn't move.
Okay, fine. Guess I'll do it.
Junpei had no choice but to move the body on his own.
Here we go.
Grabbed a hold of an area not completely covered in blood and shoved. Took a moment, but eventually Junpei felt the man's bulk begin to shift. But just as it did,
Huh?
something fell from the man's left wrist.
Hey, it's the
bracelet with the 0 on the face.
So this is supposed to be the one that clues us in all along.
Yeah, so this is what's supposed to be cluing us that the bracelets can be taken off and would still work if we hadn't already guessed that that might be the case based on the actions of the killer.
Yep.
Right.
Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only two ways to do so. 1. You escape from the ship. Or 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or detects that its wearer's heartbeat is fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
Oh, God.
Junpei stared at the bracelet.
This man, he's dead, isn't he? Huh? No, it's just I guess I didn't really think about it until right now. If his bracelet's off, that means he's dead.
I didn't realize that. So it's showing us that they do just kind of fall off like this when they die. Okay.
Interestingly, this means that right now, Clover and Junpei could escape alone if for example, they took this, got into a confrontation with Ace over the course of this route.
Yep.
And then discovered the others were dead somehow. Or something like that.
That's really cool.
They would be able to escape, but it wouldn't be a everyone lives ending.
It'd be just the two of them.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It is pretty obvious. He looks a lot better than the other bodies we've seen, though, you know? I mean, if there wasn't all this blood, he'd almost look like he was still alive. I mean, I know it's kind of a messed up thing to say, but he kinda has it better, you know? Dying from a bomb going off inside you, I mean, that's just, some of Snake's bones went right through his skin. I think the explosion must have thrown him against a wall or something. There was a broken bone just sticking out of his left arm. I don't know why I'm telling this to you. This is probably quite traumatizing for you. Anyway, and...
Suddenly, Junpei realized what he was saying. How could he have been so cruel? He clapped his hands over his mouth. But it was already too late. Turned to look at Clover. She was glaring at him furiously.
What did you just say?
Her words sounded cold. He knew an apology could hardly atone for what he'd done, but he tried anyway. Broken bone just sticking out of his left arm. So the left arm is the one that has the bracelet on.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, either way, the bracelet releases.
Yeah.
Oh man, I am so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I really don't know what I was thinking. I mean, no, that's not what I'm talking about. What did you say about his arm? Arm?
Oh! The arm is an indication that he was forced to do he was forced to register it against his will.
Is it?
Because no one else, because the explosion from the chest didn't injure the bones of anyone else. And like they didn't like fracture their bones.
Yeah, but the bone's sticking out through his skin. How would that happen if he was just forced against his will?
Yeah, good point. Never mind.
Yes, his left arm. You said it, didn't you? Well, yeah, I did, but I mean, didn't you see it too? Of course not. I could barely look at him. There was no way I was going to see the details.
Clover took a quick, deep breath.
Are you sure it was his left arm?
Junpei thought back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. And he had a broken bone, right? What the hell are you getting at here? Just shut up and answer me.
She shoved her face closer to his. He could see the fire in her eyes. Junpei winced and swallowed.
Yeah, he did. It was pretty bad, too. The bone was sticking out of the arm.
No sooner were the words out of his mouth than Clover's expression changed.
Clover? What's wrong? Look, I'm sorry if I said anything.
Suddenly, she was crying. Junpei wasn't sure what to do.
Thank you.
It was close to the last thing he had expected to hear.
Huh? What are you,
Junpei had no idea what just happened. Yeah, I'm still not sure what the significance, because that is the limb that would have the bracelet on, but I'm not sure what the significance of that is to her.
Yeah.
He didn't think he'd done anything worthy of thanks, and he couldn't understand why she would have chosen that moment to begin crying, so he simply stood there confused.
Thank you so much, Junpei.
She thanked him again, and then something even stranger happened. Clover threw herself into Junpei's surprised arms.
Hey, what's going on with you? I'm sorry, it's just, I'm so happy. Why? The body in the shower room, it isn't his, it isn't my brother. Wait, does the brother have a prosthetic arm or something? Huh? It's not Snake. Why on earth would you think that? Because his left arm is...
She stopped herself.
I'm sorry. I really shouldn't be talking about this.
Junpei decided it would be prudent not to press her for any more information. If she did not wish to tell him, she certainly had a reason for doing so. Perhaps more importantly, however, if Clover was so certain, then she was likely right. Spent the body in the shower room wasn't Snake. It wasn't much, but that knowledge lifted some of the weight from Junpei's heart.
But he's still alive. I'm so happy.
Tears shone in her eyes. Those tears melted Junpei's heart. As she cried, she had pushed herself up against his chest like a child. Junpei put his arms around her and held her tight.
I'm so glad. Junpei, you were right. No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck.
Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out.
That's,
It was a laminated bookmark with a 4-leaf clover.
I only made it here because you gave me this. I was suspicious of everybody, and I was angry and miserable. But because I had this 4-leaf clover, because of what you said to me, yeah.
Junpei hadn't thought his words would have had much of an effect on her. Her words were making him feel a little awkward.
Thank you so much, Junpei.
She looked up at him. He scratched his nose and pretended to notice something interesting somewhere else in the room.
If you really want to thank somebody, you should be thanking Santa. Santa? Why? Well, he was the one who gave me that thing. And the words for each leaf, I got that from him too.
Then suddenly, Clover broke away from Junpei.
Huh?
He looked confused. He hadn't thought she'd react that poorly. Clover began to pace across the room.
So the words meant something to her previously as well. It had something to do with the experiment.
Mhm.
If Santa had the words, Santa has something to do with the experiment. If those words were from that, if
Yep.
that's all connected.
So that's how he's connected in.
So she's just realized that he has some connection to these events that she knows about, but she doesn't know about him.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of how... This might be a bit of a stretch, but Snake... Could Snake have a twin?
Maybe.
I mean, he is number 2 after all, right?
Yeah.
I mean that just makes thematic sense, but 6 steps to the left, 6 steps to the right, and another 6 to the left, and then she stopped.
Did Santa really tell you those things?
Her eyes were serious, but not angry.
Yeah, he did. Did I say something wrong? Oh, no, not at all. In fact, this could be really good news, I think. You think? Santa knew about the words and the clover. The only people who should know about that are the other subjects.
Okay, so she was a subject.
Seems like it.
Okay. The Lotus's comment had been throwing me off this whole time, but yeah, I guess that seems to confirm that. And then so was Santa's sister. Judging
Santa's sister. I don't remember.
Wasn't he doesn't Santa have am I hallucinating that?
I don't know what you're referring to. What
thought
about his
Santa-
sister?
I thought Santa had a sister that he was being all melancholy over.
I do not remember this, but it was also long enough ago that I would probably not remember it anyway.
Ignore me then. I'm probably wrong.
Subjects? The other people who were in the experiment 9 years ago with my brother and me.
Oh,
Snake too.
Okay, so I guess age doesn't fucking matter. Okay. I assume they would all... Okay. Because it was the 15 missing kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I assumed. Okay.
They were kids.
Yeah, okay.
But he's blind, and I was part of the Nevada test group. So neither of us would be able to recognize the faces of the people who were on this boat. Interesting.
Nevada test group.
That's really interesting. So...
I don't know if this means anything, but the bases we saw stopped at N and V. Which Nevada.
What I find interesting is this means that Snake has been in the same place as 7.
Yep.
Wouldn't know his face. Could potentially know his voice. Because we've established that Snake has excellent fucking hearing.
Yep.
If he had that already as a kid, and if 7's voice is not so different, there's some... And if they in fact ran into each other while 7 was there, which we haven't established.
Yep.
But we at least know they were on the same boat.
Yeah. Junpei held up his hands, took a deep breath, and let it out.
Let's just calm down for a second, okay? Start from the top. Don't start with the end and then jump to the middle. You got to start with 1 and then move to 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. If you don't tell me stuff in the right order, I'm never going to be able to figure it out. Okay.
Clover nodded.
All right, let's start with this experiment. What happened on this boat 9 years ago? Do you know about morphogenetic fields? Morphogenetic fields.
He did, and the realization sent chills down Junpei's spine. All right, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
I think Lotus mentioned something like that.
Junpei recounted what Lotus had told him earlier. Clover nodded.
Telepathy, huh? Well, that's not really it, but I suppose it's similar. So, they were testing telepathy on this ship? Yeah, I guess so. So, what exactly did they have you guys do? The same thing that we're doing now. Exactly the same thing. What? The nonnery game?
That's what 7 was saying. That's how the nonnery game was played.
Mm-hmm.
He said it with a tone of voice almost Weird. Okay.
9 people were put on this boat, and 9 others were put in the building in Nevada, and the game started.
Huh. Junpei grabbed the sides of his head.
Look, I'm sorry, but I don't get it. What did the nonary game and some telepathy experiment have to do with each other? Am I missing something here?
Clover bit her lip. She blinked back sudden tears. What had happened to her in Nevada?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. You know how sometimes when you're up against a really tough problem and then the answer just kind of pops in your head? That's an epiphany. And what you learn from the epiphany can be transmitted with telepathy. When you add danger to that equation, then it gets easier to transmit that information over telepathy. So, you're saying the nonary game was supposed to introduce that element of danger? Yeah, but it couldn't just be any old danger. It had to be life and death. And someone did actually die. A girl.
Junpei felt the sudden grip of despair on his heart. Something deep and distant and powerful squeezed, and for a moment he felt very, very empty and alone.
She was on the boat with my brother. I was in Nevada. I never met her, but I did hear her name. Her name was,
Sound of the door opening was like a gunshot. Junpei spun around. Oh, my apologies. Seem to have disturbed you.
Ace.
You numeral 2 must have strong stomachs, huh? Can't imagine how you could stay in this room for so long. Ace glanced down at the floor. At the corpse covered in blood. Any rate, Junpei, would you be so kind as to come and help me with something? I had a little trouble and I could really use your assistance. Come on, it'll only take a moment. With that, he turned and walked back toward the communications office. Clover waited until he was out of sight and then spoke in a small, quiet voice.
I don't want Ace to hear us. We can talk about this later. Hey, wait.
Clover ignored him. From outside, Junpei could hear Ace calling. Hey, Junpei, what are you doing in there? Hurry up! Grumbling to himself, Junpei stomped off toward the communications office. I'm not done in here, asshole.
Lamau.
Alright. What were we looking at? We were looking at this stuff, right?
Yeah. This is one of those things that switches what's on the screen. Let's see what happens if I flip one of these switches. Nothing. Looks like it doesn't work anymore. There's an R on this screen. There's an O on this screen. There's an E on this screen.
I was going to see whether or not I could get you.
There's a Z on this screen. There's nothing on the monitor. Just static. Hey, isn't the door on that screen the one right behind us? You're right. So whatever that camera sees is sent to this screen in real time. I wonder if that means something, you know? The screen is showing the door behind us.
Oh, forgot this one.
There's nothing on the monitor, just static. I think this probably used to be a door. Nobody's going through it as long as this metal plate's here, though. Well, even without the metal plate, the desk's in the way.
All right. All right. What do you got for us, Ace? Why you like this? Junpei, what are you doing? Search the wheelhouse from top to bottom. No reason to go back. In fact, don't you think it'd be wise to investigate the captain's quarters first? You got to check out the rooms, don't you? My guy! What did you want to talk about?
He seems to want us to not be alone with Clover long.
Hey, look, a hook. Wasn't a joke.
I know, man. It's a hook for hanging clothes, I think.
A clock mounted on the wall. Hands aren't moving, though. Well, surprised that time is wrong, then, I suppose. Yeah, there's nothing on the back.
Just an ordinary wall clock. The hands aren't moving.
Okay, so there's a whole thing that we can get involved with over here. A light. Looks like a pretty flower, huh? as though that drawer's the only thing that's locked, huh?
I don't see a keyhole, though.
Electric lock, perhaps? Look at the left side of the drawer.
Yeah, there's some cables over there. That must mean...
So that's going to be where this... Okay, so when we do that puzzle, this will open. Got it.
Hey, what is this? It's blank. There's nothing written on it. A white piece of paper. It's blank. I wonder if it has to be combined with the music box. Apparently not.
Okay. Let's see what else there is to find here. A chair. Aren't you glad I showed up just to tell you that?
A bottle of ink.
A bottle of ink. It's filled with ink, huh?
There's nothing in the drawer anymore.
So there's small screwdrivers, huh? Perhaps you can use them to dismantle small devices? Like a musical box?
It's an old telegraph machine. I'll be honest, I have no idea how it works. It's an old telegraph machine. Nothing suspicious here.
Alright, I think that's all the odds and ends we have here.
Yeah. Well,
So, here's what I'm thinking.
yeah.
I'm thinking we call this one right here. And next time we'll have like a little bit more in an ending.
Yeah?
And so next time we'll have a little bit more than the ending of this route, and then we'll probably start doing some cleanup on the other routes as well.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah. So, hopefully we'll see you next time. And if we
Indeed.
don't, I'll know about it. I won't, but like I'll be a little bit sad. You wouldn't want to do that to me, would you?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, well, of course you wouldn't. Bye.
Bye.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.
Every Zero Escape game.
Ow, my ass hurts.
That reminds me of the story where the scientist hit his ass on the edge of a table but didn't feel it. And then, months later, he died of ass pain. They call it temporal ass pain, or TAP.
Well, I'd tap that.
Let's say we took two asses and we both slapped them really hard. There'd be a 56.00079% chance that one of them wouldn't feel it. That pain didn't just get absorbed by the ass tissue. It was being transported into the future. They call people who don't feel ass pain until later tappers. I wonder if they could transport ass pain to someone else.
I've injected ass poison into all of your left butt cheeks. You have exactly 2 hours to solve my ass slap puzzle.